Hi everybody, welcome to episode 21 of ECSports. We are going back to the realm of our existence, NBA. We're going to hit you with a lot of it this episode because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. First and foremost, something that I'm very interested to see what happens. The NBA is voting on, there's a word that they're going to vote on lottery reform.
Correct.
I sort of explained it to you. What do you know about this?
So,
in layman's terms,
basically, we're going to take away the whole nature of tanking.
Okay.
So those other teams after what number is it?
7.
After 7,
yeah,
will then have higher odds in the lottery than the first 7.
Because there's 14 teams that do not make the playoffs.
Right.
Right now, the NBA fans and just anyone that watches basketball feels like there are some teams that say, we're just going to go for our lottery pick to see what happens, just to rebuild, per se, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Right.
So
8 through 14?
Yes, 8 through 14 is now going to get better odds if this reform goes through than the odds for 1 to 7, which pretty much will that make, I guess it's going to make people be more competitive because they want to be in that higher realm if they have no chance to get to the playoffs, like after the All-Star break, right?
I'm a major fan of it.
Yeah, it's huge.
I think this kind of gives to be honest, it makes it really competitive for shitty teams.
Yeah. It's like they're going to be playing to get something that they need to rebuild. Like Philadelphia do you think that there are teams that tank?
See, you know what? I really don't sometimes because here's the thing. Last year the best team the worst team was Brooklyn.
I believe so.
They can't even say they were tanking.
They're off. I couldn't tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
Take Brook Lopez off. I could not tell you.
They couldn't possibly come out and say, hey, you know what? We're tanking right now.
Okay.
Because guess why? Are you tanking or do you just have 4, 5 bums on the court all at once that legit is the worst team?
True.
Your best
you
players hurt.
2 players on Brooklyn?
Yeah. I can. Jeremy Lin.
And Brook Lopez.
No, without Brook.
Oh.
Jeremy Lin wasn't Rogers Jefferson or whatever on there.
That guy? All right.
And then that guy Whitehead from Seton Hall, who I actually like.
Dude, I am
rookie.
an NBA fanatic, and I didn't know that. Like, I could tell you where people went to college. Brooklyn is a terrible team.
They're horrible.
I think this is the thing. Mark Cuban, who we by chance saw in the Bulls locker room, and we just stared at him and didn't even realize. Remember that? We were in
I forget,
Dallas,
what did I say to him?
We were in Dallas locker room, and I was like, bro, look. Fucking Mark, he looked like a
He was eating Cheez-Its coming out of the locker. Coming out of the shower with clothes on.
T-shirt and jeans. Probably telling the team, good job, nice ass whooping of the Bulls. And he just comes out with a T-shirt and jeans, just looking rich as fuck. But
he looks very old in person.
Yeah, he does. He looks way older.
Flat as stress.
He said, you're a billionaire. He said that he pretty much put certain guys in certain positions, like when they let go of Darren Williams, which he sort of just fell off, but they just put guys in a
worse
position.
as he went to the
exactly. They put younger guys in a position not to really tank, but just to get them. They say this is what they say to get the younger guys experience.
See, but I do agree with that.
Okay, to me that's
because we always have this discussion about the Bulls too.
Mm-hmm.
Is they keep starting Wade. They start Wade on Monday, and then he's like, you know what? Tuesday I'm not going to play.
Yeah.
So then Valentine goes in the lineup.
Okay.
And then Wednesday he's like, I'm not going to play. So then Valentine goes in the lineup. And then,
But you got to realize
to
the Bulls
Valentine's
weren't
credit, though,
rebuilding.
I know that, but to Valentine's credit, no, I'm not saying he's a good player.
Okay.
But to his credit,
Okay.
as any athlete in any sport,
He took advantage of the.
you cannot get in a rhythm doing that.
No.
Mentally and physically with the rest of the guys on the court.
True.
Mentally, it's just horrible. Like, hey, guess what? We're flying out to Portland. Am I going to play tomorrow? I don't know. Is this guy gonna come out and say that he's not going to play 5 hours before the game?
You mentioned a word that I could place in any sport. Okay, and just listen to me. Hear me out.
Correct.
Rhythm. Isn't it better to get your team to where they're gonna be, get them in rhythm, meaning put everybody in place where they have to be, so they're comfortable coming into every game? Isn't that what it is?
I couldn't agree more.
So in football and basketball, it's like, hey, this game you're gonna play the whole game. Now we're gonna put some bum in when you're playing good, and there's the touchdown. So I'm gonna pull you out. It just doesn't make sense to continuously put him in and pull him out and pull him. It's like,
no, it's horrible.
You have to have a rhythm.
It's horrible.
You know, and that's why everybody used to talk crap about Freddie Hoiberg, because he didn't have a freaking lineup. Popovich,
No, exactly. How many times did you and I go to the game? Okay, when we go to the game, we get a stat sheet that the NBA hands to us after every single quarter.
Every quarter.
On the bottom, when you first get there, it shows you the DNPs. Do not play.
Do not play. Or did not play.
Literally, the DNPs would be the same 5 guys in January.
Yeah.
The first week of January. The second week of January, the DNPs would be 5 totally separate guys. And to go as far as some of the DNPs in the first week of January were starters in the second week.
Yeah.
So they did not play for 7 days in a row. And then they started for 4 days in a row.
And I can give you a specific situation. The Bulls were led by Rajon Rondo in the playoffs.
And he was a DNP?
Whereas he got hurt, and we were like, oh my God. He was a DNP CD. What is that? He was a did not play coach's decision.
Yeah.
For 2 months.
2 months.
And then he was the guy in the playoffs.
Along with Bobby Portis, too.
Yeah,
who ended up starting for a month stretch.
Which is where rhythm comes in. Listen, there's going to be players on your team, whether youth football, youth basketball, all the way to the pros, where you got to put the guys in that you know are going to play.
Correct.
You got to put the guys in that you know are going to do their job.
Correct.
I know you got to get guys playing time, but at one point or another, you have to be a coach and say, you know what? Hey, this guy's my guy. I'm rolling with my guys.
Exactly.
So,
but that's what I'm saying is you get Wade, then you just say Valentine. You know what? You're starting tonight.
There you go.
And then the guy gets excited.
Yep.
And then Wade's like...
He gets excited, then he hits every 3 possible.
Right.
Then next game, hey, we're going to sit you.
Yeah, right.
Isaiah.
Right, exactly. Isaiah Cannon was like, the first month he was like the number 2 point guard.
Yeah.
And then he was literally
DNP.
DNP.
In the playoffs, he was starting. So
he was like the bench spark guy in the playoffs.
It's like you go to a game and it's like, I don't know what I'm going to see tonight. And that's the problem. So with rhythm and everything, you have to understand that lottery positioning is the most important right now. So if they go to that reform where the other teams that barely make it, and in the West, a team barely making the playoffs could be 500 or better in the West. So
absolutely.
now you're saying I can't even give you a team right now, but you're telling a good team,
Right.
number 14, like, hey,
You got 9 seeds in the West that have better records than 6 seeds in the East.
Yeah. Now you're telling them, hey, you got a chance to get the number 1 pick.
Right.
So that's going to make the bum teams actually try to play. So
Right.
I am in.
Especially when the bum teams play the other bum teams.
Now it's like
They'll have like their own separate column for that shit.
Like, so now that reform is going to be amazing. Hopefully they go with that. Now on to the next one.
On to the next one, we have the Lakers are fined $500,000.
Doesn't it sound worse when you say $500,000?
It does.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely nothing for an organization, by the way.
Especially with Magic.
Right. For the recruiting attempt of Paul George.
Mm-hmm. Yes. For tampering. What's your take on that?
It's like one of those things where a kid at school, he pushes you, and then you push him back, and the teacher just turns around at that exact moment for the pushback.
Okay.
It's literally you got caught,
Mm-hmm.
which sucks because every team is doing this.
Every team. I don't know if they got caught or someone just snitched on Pelinka, because I don't know if anyone knows, but Rob Pelinka is Kobe Bryant's former agent.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sure he had a few other guys, but when you get guys like LeBron James, Kobe, when you get that one player, you don't really have to be an agent to a lot of other people. That's why you saw David Falk always with Michael Jordan, because, I mean, his 10% was like, he's good, because he gets all of that. So,
of course.
With that being said, Pelinka probably had a few enemies, or somewhat, in the realm of the front office of the NBA.
Right.
So apparently he tampered with Paul George, trying to get an idea if Paul George was interested in coming to the Lakers next year, which is
almost evident.
Which is evident, but because Paul George said it out of his own mouth. But whoever knew about the situation had to leak that to the NBA, and now Magic and the buses have to come up with $500,000 just for asking about Paul George.
Right.
And that's how the NBA goes.
And the thing to me is that the things that go on in the offseason in this league that are reported are even ridiculous, let alone the things that aren't reported whatsoever.
Reported.
Exactly.
Dude, I've been in games where, this is before you started, where I would have, I'm not going to say the players' names, but on one side of the court, the player's wife is there, and then on the other side of the court, it's his girlfriend.
Right.
Like, that's how the NBA is. The
Of
NBA
course.
it's like a secret society.
Yeah.
So everything goes on behind the scenes. Pelinka just got caught up.
Right.
And somebody snitched on his ass.
Yeah.
And now the team has to pay for it.
Right. If you don't think the Rockets are doing stuff to get Chris Paul, or the
Hayward
Celtics are doing stuff to get Hayward,
to get Anthony,
everyone's doing something. It's like It's like college. It's like trying to say college coaches aren't doing something to get 5-star recruits.
Really?
Yeah, guys dropping down in a jet airplane.
Yeah, him and freaking.
You best believe those high schoolers are going for a ride in that thing.
Dude,
there's probably a couple broads up in
him
there
and
too.
Patino.
Patino was bringing in hookers for the kids during the overnight.
He's false advertised reporting. He said it, but that was crazy, right?
He was doing that.
He had no idea.
Yeah, that's what he said. No idea.
Dude, you cannot be a journalist and say that Patino staunchly denied that he had any idea about the back page hookers.
Yeah, he had no idea.
There you go.
He's 60. He's never seen a hooker in his life.
No, he hasn't. So, if you guys don't know, Louisville just didn't they lose some games and the freaking champion? Oh, my God. Basically,
they got stripped.
For the recruits.
No pun intended.
For the high school recruits, right?
Yeah.
So basically, they called some hookers for the high school recruits to go there.
On the overnights, yeah.
On the overnights. That's psycho, man. So.
But they only, I heard the reports of it. They were actually, the hookers came over and they played Monopoly all night. Yeah. And then that was it, so.
This guy's a dick. But, I mean, that's a huge situation for them. But We're going to spend our last nice 12-minute mark on this motherfucker. So I just read yesterday that Dwayne Wade, and I quote, says that the Chicago Bulls front office of Gar Forman and John Paxson misled him on the future of the Bulls franchise, meaning he was told that the Bulls are going to do their very best to produce a playoff-bound contender. What do you believe about that?
Number one, I am not surprised by any means.
Okay.
Number two...
Not surprised that he said it, or that...
No, not surprised that the Bulls screwed over yet another player.
Oh, okay.
It's in
So
their...
you're going right there.
It's in their repertoire deck of cards. It's in their characteristics that they will go against their word.
Okay.
At all costs.
Mm-hmm. Hold that thought. If we're at a game and somehow, some way, because it's going to happen, Gar Forman walks up to you because he's usually around.
We've walked past him many times.
I heard your little podcast. What's your issue with me? What would you say?
I would say...
Would you stutter? Would you say...
I would.
I don't like...
I would actually rather
like
do that. Rather answer that than walk up and ask a polite question to someone else.
Yeah.
I really would.
Because
I can easily answer that question, and I don't regret answering the question whatsoever.
That's my whole thing, is I hate the polite questions, the bullshit questions.
Right.
Hey, you guys had a tough go on defense in the second quarter. What do you guys got to do for the next game?
Right.
And that's why they always
like those guys want to actually hear you.
Like, really? That's your
the
question?
Guys, all they're thinking about is how they lost.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would be completely forward with the whole scenario.
So you feel that they screwed over Dwayne Wade? How are they screwing him over by handing him $24 million?
No, that I don't agree with.
Okay.
I don't think they screwed him over. But I do think they told him, listen, don't worry, we're going to bring in some guys. You know they told him that.
Yeah, but
they also said in the press conference, we're not trading Jimmy. We're not thinking about...
whose fault is that?
We're not trying to trade Jimmy at all.
So whose fault is it? Well, he didn't know, but still, it's like...
He had no idea.
Come on, man. Like, you had the opportunity. You knew the writing was on the wall. You guys you weren't even good this year.
Right.
So what did you think they were going to get?
I don't know.
Without trading
the thing
Jimmy.
Is, behind closed doors, they could have told him 7 different things about how they were going to pick up free agents.
Well, obviously he's saying it,
right.
And he's gonna really say it once he's bought out. If that happens.
Oh, it's happening.
It's happening. All right, like I told him on our bet, I think it's episode 17, steak dinner. Bulls aren't gonna win more than 20 games.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
That's our bet.
I mean, I am saying that because Jimmy's gone because they have no chance, no shot.
Yeah, 20.
No, that's it.
Well, we do have it. We got a steak dinner on it. So
yeah. So with the term misled.
I like my porterhouse butterfly, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna do it well done.
Tastes disgusting. Medium rare plus. It's better when it's free, ladies and gentlemen.
So the term misled means they lied to him, right?
Oh,
In
yeah.
essence, they lied to him.
You know they lied to him. They lie to us. They lie to millions of people.
True.
Listening and watching. They lie.
All right.
Why wouldn't they lie to one single guy behind closed doors when they could easily say, we never said that. It's not like they can't say that when they walk up in the press conference in front of 7 million and say one thing and do another.
Paxson has lied.
Oh, he's
officially lied. And then he'll say, well,
he's a notorious
what
liar.
do you guys want us to do when we have an opportunity to get Zach LaVine?
He's a chronic liar.
The point, what's the guy? Chris Dunn.
Love Chris Dunn.
And who else?
Zach LaVine.
Yeah,
Chris
who else?
Dunn. And
there's like a pick, I think.
Oh, Warren Markham-Man.
Yeah, that was the draft pick. That was the draft pick.
Markenham. What's that?
Markham,
whoever that is. So
stretch four.
Stretch four.
With their stretch four we already have.
Yeah. So.
Which I don't know how that guy's still on the roster.
Who is it? Who are you talking about? Cameron Payne, because he's out.
3 Cola. How is he still on the roster?
Oh.
He hasn't got a rebound in 3 years.
Do you remember being at that game? Were you at that game? Yeah, you were. When we were literally watching him not
Go into the paint.
go near the paint.
Yeah.
Like, look at him.
We watched probably 7 possessions in a row where he didn't even, the term would be flash the paint. He didn't even flash the paint.
He would just go to the
He
corner.
ran from baseline.
Ran around the